nature preserve here in Stroud Township. I've painted here before. I'm gonna paint live on plein air this scene right here. 5x7. Actually just waiting for the Offutt Valley Living Historical Farm to open up so I could register some plein air boards for a plein air event that they're having. But we're gonna go ahead and paint the scene here early morning before work. So let's see how it goes. I'm dealing with some partially dried paints on my palette. I checked on them over the past few days. I didn't spend any time painting because I was too busy doing other things, packing and shipping some artwork that's sold, handling some inquiries on commissions, preparing boards for this plein air event at Quiet Valley, work-related work, so on and so forth. I would check on these and they seem to be workable, but it looks like at least a few of the paints have dried to the point where there's a little crust on the outside, so I'm just going to bust through that with my palette knife. Get started here. Bit of a balancing act because I'm on a little bit of a boulder field and there's water, standing water in between the boulders. So if you see me fall in, I will laugh. My expense, that's fine. partially dried. Ultramarine blue. Add to this pile because it means that no, it should be fine. Small format. Get some of our lightest whites in there. Guide. At some point I'll have to readjust this clip. We can get some paint on the bottom left-hand corner, but for now I'll leave it as is. scene is a little dark. I don't have a lot of light on my panel there, so it's probably hard to see, but we'll try to make some adjustments to that. Bear with me here. The camera work's gonna be a little shoddy here. Oops. So you can see I have some of the big basic shapes in. I'm gonna try and get you in a spot where you can get some better light cast on the scene so you can see how the rest of it goes. I'm gonna put the illusion of some details going on in the woods, in the trees, some of the stones within the water, and some of the shoreline that bends around, and some of the highlights, and we'll be done. We should be able to get this done, I would say, within an hour. So Boston Yamaguchi, hi. That's what's going on. Sorry, there was a little bit of darkness, a little shadow cast on my panel, so it made it difficult to see in the beginning. We'll try and get the camera in a better position so you can see what's going on a little bit better from here on out. I'm going to show you, I'm having a little trouble walking around because the stones I'm walking on are interspersed within some standing water along the shoreline here. So it's not the easiest thing to navigate. Bear with me. I might have to set you back where you were, but 1 second here. I have the added difficulty of having my hands full of brushes. All right, one more adjustment. It's a little better than before, still not perfect, but you should have a better line of sight to what's going on for the remainder of the painting. So thanks for your patience there. Small brush. Got 2 of them, so I don't need to trek back here. I'll do. Right now I'm mixing together a little bit of raw sienna and Van Dyke brown, a little bit of white, and we use that for the primary color, indicating some of the illusions of detail in the woods here. I'll come over the top with some more green and yellow in a bit, but I just want to create the illusion of some of those trunks and some of the ground cover going on in the background. I don't want that to be pure black. And I'll use a much lighter tone and some warmer tones. At the very end, add in some highlights. there's a thin paint on over that. I'll go ahead and mix up some gray. Some burnt umber. Titanium white. And a little bit of dioxazine purple. Purplish gray. I'm going to use that along the shoreline, although I'm going to add in a little bit more burnt umber in part of my pile here because I want it to be a little bit of a darker value and a little more of a earthy brown color instead of purple for most of this shape. It's going to make up the shoreline. Really small format, so I'm just indicating the larger shapes. Definitely don't want to try and paint every little pebble or boulder or tree trunk. You just end up creating a terrible mess. Really an exercise in simplification. Squinting my eyes, aid in that process. Here, there's a stone. We're going to start with this warmer color and we're going to cool it off. We're in a pretty deep ravine, so the land on the other side of the riverbank is coming down at about this angle, so we'll use some abstract lines and shapes to kind of indicate that slope of the terrain. Much less severe slope on the other side. There we go. We'll get some of these colors in the water because they're there. We're going to put some indications of cooler colors in some of those shapes making up the stones and the banks of the stream here. Some of it's going to be hopefully create the illusion of light reflecting off some of the stones. Cooler version of that color. Slightly darker, warmer value than the sky. On this side a little bit. That's in the shade. We don't want to kill off that dark line there because we want that shadow. That's our friend. It's going to help create the illusion of two-dimensionality here. On that stone a little bit, so get some of the golden brown and ultramarine blue mixed together. Maybe, oops. Darker value. Lost track of this stone, so I'm going to reestablish that. It's going to be here. Now we're going to get some warmer purple in there. Sienna. Some of that existing gray. This particular boulder shape here. It's always easier to start warm and gradually move into cooler shades. Or almost always. Pick up some of my green. Trying to create some location. That one big boulder because I was losing it amongst all the other things going on. Mixture of India yellow and plant green white. Probably gonna have to adjust because now I'm getting too much light on my panel and it's making it difficult for me to see. So I have a hard time judging values. So I'm gonna have to turn this a little bit. That may not help me because the light's pretty intense. Let's see. So you're able to see pretty well here from this vantage point. I'm going to adjust a little bit now. Sorry about the weird angle. If you've been watching for a while, you know that the terrain I'm working on is not the easiest terrain. It's better for me. I wonder if it is for you. Let's see. Just gotta get you back on target. Whoops, on target here. Almost fell in. I kind of like the way this is progressing. Probably gonna have to get a little bit of additional ultramarine blue on my palette here. And I can find it pretty easily. I see. I don't know if you heard that, but I fell in. The right boot. All right. Thankfully today's time here will be short, so it shouldn't be too big of an issue. All right. Ultramarine blue and burnt umber, and I look to get some of my cooler, darker color that I'll use in the shadows. Also, this through and put in some of our lighter lights. Further enhance that contrast. A little bit of titanium white. Some of our sky color. And a little bit of a lighter green and yellow mixed in there. And we're going to get that. Color, just thinning it out a little bit of linseed oil. Not completely covering this light shade, we just mixed them in. Again, this reflection here in the foreground. Ripples. Kind of come together. A lot more to do. But once again, the key here is simplify, 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 because the format is small, 7 inches by 5 inches. And covering a lot of ground within the scene. There's a lot of detail, so we have to edit and simplify. And we get a little bit of a lighter purple, much lighter value, a little bit of ultramarine blue mixed in. I'm going to use this in some of the distant shoreline areas. Also, use it in the water to indicate light reflecting off of some of these stones in the water. Sienna and white mixed in. Drag this into the water. Light reflecting off the water in that way. The water is kind of filled with silt. I guess maybe due to the rains. Kind of like a silty film, and the light filtering through that silty water is in the highlight areas is giving that kind of hue and color. little carrot orange here, and I'll mix that in. Some of the stones and shoreline closer to us in the foreground. Trees are not solid objects. Light does get through. Getting a little heavy-handed with it, but that's okay. Getting there. Oh. Starting to lose my tripod here. Uh-oh. Alright, what can we do? Hopefully that helps. Check it out. I know with the glare, it's probably difficult for you to see. I'm going to try to relocate you. Let's see, from this angle, how does that look? I'll be in the way if I put it here, but at least you can see it briefly. What do I have going on? And we're almost done. We're going to wrap up soon. Try and find a better spot to seat the camera. Hopefully without losing my phone in the creek in the meantime. There we go. And I know the shadow on the panel is going to make it difficult to see, but it's probably the best I can do. Because once again, I'm painting while standing on a boulder field. It's just not the easiest place.